This video series is for people who want to learn to improvise on the mandolin, fiddle, or violin, and to give other players a way of studying and improving their improv. If you are new to improvising, I would suggest starting with the first video in this series and progressing in order. The link to that is above. Folks who already improvise can skip around, although concepts taught in later videos use many things from earlier videos, so you may want to start from the beginning as well. There's a PDF file that goes along with this episode. So email me and request Improv from Scratch number 23 minor chord scale outlines. In video number 2 of this series, we saw chord scale outlines and how learning them helped us to know what to play where in improvising. You can see that at the link above. In video number 20, we saw in the key of G how we have A minor, B minor, and E minor chords that are derived from the G major scale. You can see that in video 20 at the link above. In this video, we learn the chord scale outlines for these minor chords in the key of G. The notes of a minor chord are 1 flat 3 5. For an A minor chord, that would be the notes A, C, and E. Just like the major and dominant chord scale outlines, we want the notes of the chord to fall on the beat when we play eighth notes. We see this in example 1. Example 1 was the ascending chord scale outline for one measure of A minor. Notice the notes that fell on the beat are A, C, and E, which are the 3 notes of the A minor chord. Example 2 shows the chord scale outline descending for one measure of A minor. Example 3 shows the chord scale outline for 2 measures of A minor. If you like the material presented here, you may be interested in some of the 13 instruction books I've written for mandolin, fiddle, and improvising. I am also available for private lessons in Seattle, Issaquah, or online through Skype, FaceTime, and other platforms. Check these out at either of my websites, petamarpress.com or jazz-mandolin.com. Also, consider a small donation via PayPal at my email address shown here. Still using the notes of the G major scale, let's play one measure ascending chord scale outline for the B minor chord. Notice how this puts the notes of the B minor chord, B, D, and F sharp, on the beat. We see this in example 4. Example 5 shows the chord scale outline descending for one measure for a B minor chord in the key of G. Example 6 shows the chord scale outline for 2 measures of B minor in the key of G. Still using the notes of the G major scale, let's play the ascending chord scale outline for an E minor chord. We see this in example 7. Example 8 shows the chord scale outline for E minor in the key of G major, descending for one measure. Example 9 shows the chord scale outline for 2 measures of E minor in the key of G major. Now let's put these outlines into a chord progression. Say we have a chord progression of G, E minor, A minor, and D7, each chord lasting 2 measures. The chord scale outlines for this are example 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next chord progression has the chords G, B minor, C, and G, each 1 measure. The chord scale outlines for this are example 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two reasons for learning chord scale outlines for chord progressions. 1. It teaches you what scale to use improvising on what chord. 2. It helps you to hear the sound of the chord progression. Keep in mind that whenever you have a minor chord, you need to know what major scale that chord comes from. For the example A minor being the 2 in G major. A minor is the 3 chord in F major, and A minor is the 6 minor chord in C major. Knowing what the underlying major scale is tells you the notes to play on the A minor chord. Remember, we are playing the notes of the home key major scale. Knowing what this major key is will help you to more comfortably play your way through minor chord progressions. When you feel comfortable with the material in this video in several keys, move on to the next video. I'm Pete Martin. Thanks for watching.